Okay. Now we should have sound. Now we should have sound. Hello, everybody. Welcome to ItsKim Live. I'm sorry we didn't have sound there for a minute, but we should be good now. We should be good now. Oh, Good morning, everybody. Or afternoon, I guess, depending on where you are in the world. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Welcome to ItsKim Live. Hi, I'm ItsKim, and this is my show where I talk about pop culture topics that I care about. If you've never seen this show before, here's the way that it normally goes. First, we start with the main topic. That's what's in the thumbnail, in the headline, all that good stuff. And then we go into a section in our show called Halftime, where we just kind of communicate as a community. We just kind of have fun together. My lovely, lovely community of space angels. Thank you guys all so much for coming in. I so appreciate you guys being here. And then we go into our What the What section, where we look at something from around the internet that is crazy, wild, funny, interesting, all those types of things. And that's all put together by my incredible co-pilot, producer sister. Producer sister, do you want to test your mic?
Hi.
You guys hear her okay? Let me know in the chat. I haven't seen it. She puts it together, so we all react together authentically. It's going to be a good time. If you are watching on the replay, there's going to be timestamps available in chapters, so you can go jump around to whatever you want to watch, or you can just watch it all as originally presented, all that good stuff. Before I get started, my goodness, do we need to catch up on stuff? Okay, I'm hearing that I'm quieter than normal, or producer sister is quieter than normal. You guys need to let me know. Because here is the fun thing that happened last week, and I will explain all of this to you, and I apologize for the sound issues. So last week, I had the incredible privilege of working alongside Andy on Popcorn Planet during the Alec Baldwin trial, which we thought was going to be a lot longer than it ended up being. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But as um, as we were recording, of course, in that moment where I am, I may have to take over the stream, I may have to be in charge, my soundboard starts to die. Literally. Like in the moments that I'm doing it. That whole thing just starts to go, and I was panicking. Um I literally had 3 sound guys all working with me in the background trying to fix everything. So while everybody's yelling at me going like, "You sound really crackly. This doesn't sound good." I know when I was doing everything in my power, and so were 3 other people, 2 of them who were audio engineers, and I was losing my ever-loving mind. So we now have a new soundboard I had to order. So thank you to everyone who has sent in PayPal tips over the last little bit. General Scott actually sent one in this morning, and I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for your continued support of me. And so many of you that did reach out, because my goodness, was that a hit? And I so appreciate all of you who enable me to be able to not panic when I have, or as much as I can not panic, you know what I mean? I still panic. Hi, I'm Kim. But it was nice to know that I had, a little bit of a cushion, that I could do this and not lose my, my mind. So thank you guys so much for that. And the other thing I normally do midway through the month, and let me pull up my stream here, is I have free memberships to give away. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that right now. So let me pop into my channel here. So if you are here and you would like a membership and you do not have one, what I would appreciate is if you can make sure you have allowed gifts. And I'm going to send these out. I do this usually mid-month and the beginning of every month. So 5 of them are going out, and off they go. So there are the 5 gifted memberships, and if you want to give memberships, you're welcome to do that as well. It's my favorite form of supporting this channel. It means that more people can join us, and I've heard a lot of stories about how it really makes people's day or their month, for example. So I would appreciate that. Oh, carbonized stardust, thank you. Anxiety is so embarrassing. OMG, look at me, terrified at the farmer's market. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I always kind of joke at the end of the day. I mean, I'm very open about my neurodivergence and everything else, but I have ADHD. I'm also naturally extroverted, but I have social anxiety and panic problems and trauma. I am a walking enigma. Make no sense. And I'm sure some of you guys can relate to that, because it's just like, I don't make sense. I don't make sense. That is the way that it is. So also, thank you so much to General Scott, who also just gifted 5 memberships. That's so kind of you. So appreciated. And welcome to the 10 new Space Angels. And that means we are in Team Even. So everybody that is Team Even or Team Odd, Off we go. Here we go. Will we have a big day today on that? I don't know. You guys spoiled me the beginning of this month. I'm not complaining. Thank you so much to Sarah Harder slash Taylor. Welcome to the Space Angels. Welcome. It's good to see you. Um, Now, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you guys are new members, you're welcome to check out. I have a whole playlist in my channel that is all members-only content. It's all exclusively for you, so you're welcome to check that out. Um, and thank you, General Scott. We're now team. Oh no, we're back to team even because we now have 12. You guys are so funny. I love you guys. All right. I am stalling a little bit for a few minutes before we start the story because we have a long thing to go through today from the New York Times. And I can't really censor a lot of the dialogue of it, so I'm trying to follow the community guidelines, but I think we are in the safe zone now to keep going. Thank you, Marsha Haas, for being a member for 8 months. I so appreciate you saying welcome new members. Thank you. Thank you. And Lisa Boo has been a member for 14 months. She's got her beautiful one beside her name. Thank you guys so much. Producer Sister. We're just going to talk for a second. Can you guys let me know, does Producer Sister need to be louder, quieter? How are you feeling, Producer Sister?
I'm getting there. I'm still sneezing and coughing a little bit, but nothing compared to what I was.
No, that hit you hard.
It hit me very
I haven't
hard.
seen you that sick in a while.
Yeah.
So welcome back to Producer Sister.
If you hear me cough, like this cough is nothing compared to how I sounded when I was coughing before.
When we did our last stream, I was genuinely concerned that her coughing in the next room was going to get picked up by my mic. It was that loud. And I was like, poor girl.
The deep, phlegmy grossness. It was not fun at all.
Okay, I just turned up Producer Sister a bit. Hopefully that's a bit better. But we'll have to, you guys keep me posted. We'll figure this out. We'll figure it all out. It is what it is. Okay, so for the story today, let me see here. Go over to my screen. Hello. Yes, the thumbnail. He threatened her, and this is kind of fun because I feel like the title actually relates to multiple people in this photo, because we are finding out more and more every day that Sean Diddy Combs continues to be human garbage. So let's go through this and find out, and I say fun sarcastically, just to be clear. So this stream will include speculation and opinion and should not be taken as fact. Always do your own research. Links to the sources that I'm going to be referring to are in the description. I have a doc down there that you are welcome to check out. It's organized by date, so you can see the links that I'm referring to, all that good stuff. And also, hi, YouTube Human Reviewer. We have tried to ensure this video is appropriate to the community guidelines. I am doing my best. And viewers, please do not send hate to anyone, famous or not. It's not cute. Honestly, I just kind of feel like, how do I word this? I am not going to speak about the recent events in politics. Other than that, I do not support violence, and I ultimately am in a place where I just see this massive divide, and I see people right now just really wanting to express so much hatred and direct it towards other people. And I just think right now we really all do need to just turn the temperature down, try to extend some grace and compassion to your neighbor, even if you don't agree with them. We're all living our lives. You never know the battles that are going on behind the scenes for anybody. And we just need to be nice to each other. I think ultimately that's what it boils down to. We just need to be nice to each other. And that's all I ask. That is all I ask. So I hope that is okay with you all. And of course, I have to say, Sean Combs has not been charged with any crimes, and the allegations against him have not been proven in court. Combs maintains his innocence to some of the claims alleged, and the following information is speculation and opinion based upon reporting and legal documents available to the public. All right, here we go. I did just want to mention, thank you guys so much of everybody who came out to support me through the Alec Baldwin trial coverage. This moment will now live forever, me reacting to this moment where the prosecutor took the stand and was subject to cross-examination and stuff was said and things happened, and my face is now on the internet like this. So thank you very much to Andy for letting me have that opportunity. I hope you guys have enjoyed the coverage, and it was funny. It was a moment. It was funny. It was funny. Alrighty. Okay. So, Sean Combs. We got a few things to go over today. I did want to mention one thing because it is a rumor and it is from a source that I normally do not use because they have in the past been they've been iffy. They've been iffy. But I couldn't ignore this because I also feel like it's aligning with other things that I'm hearing and seeing. And it's that Media Takeout has spoken allegedly with someone very close to Sean Diddy Combs, who tells us that Diddy's legal team is expecting a possible federal indictment as early as this week. Again, I don't know if this is true, but this is starting to be reported. Um, so, as they have reported previously, federal prosecutors have impaneled a federal grand jury in New York who have been investigating possible crimes by the former billionaire. This has been confirmed by other news outlets. And this person close to Diddy says they expect the possible indictment as early as this week. The insider explained Diddy is currently on vacation in Italy, but his lawyers are doing everything to try to clear his name. The federal prosecutors are not sharing much information, but whatever they told Diddy's lawyers has them thinking he could be indicted this week. And the possible charges could hold a life sentence for Diddy if prosecutors go hard against the bad boy legend. If they put together everything, the RICO, the trafficking charges, the gun charges, Diddy could face life imprisonment. So, the timeline that we're told to expect. If they indict Diddy, the prosecutors won't make any announcement. They will keep it quiet, and then they will send the FBI over to go get him. Given how they pulled up last time, they'll probably send over a SWAT team. The insider informed Media Takeout. We're told Diddy and those close to him are praying that the grand jury doesn't indict, but they are preparing for the worst. So there we go. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to be watching this, and believe me, if I see anything that is more credible, that is pointing in this direction, I will let you guys know as quickly as I can because I'm ready for this. I don't know about you guys, but I am. I'm ready. However, Silky's like, he's in Europe? Yeah, apparently. Apparently. We'll see. I mean, he was whitewater rafting a couple weeks ago, right? Like, he's fine. He's fine. But even at that point, like, Cassie's lawyer even made a statement like, bro, like, there's stuff coming. You know there's stuff coming. So I'm just saying that this is part of why I don't know if it's not true or not. But yeah. Okay. So this article dropped originally on the 12th of July. It has been updated multiple times, most recently yesterday from New York Times. And it is by a woman named Danyel Smith. And I do want to say this was incredibly written. I've had to take out portions because of how long this article is. However, it is so well written. And this woman is like a titan in this industry, and I was constantly just amazed at what she was sharing. So I'm excited to share this with you. So I'm actually just going to switch over. We're not using PowerPoint for this. PowerPoint, no. PowerPoint, you are relieved of your duties for today because we're going to have to go into a PDF because you know it's serious when we're going to a PDF. And there we are. Let me go up here. All right. Let me zoom in so you guys can read it a bit better as well. So again, this is from the New York Times. I have the link in the description to the full article. I would highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. So if you're interested in this, please consider. All right. So here we go. This article is called I Knew Diddy for Years. What I Now Remember Haunts Me. And I love this so much because this is the definition of going below the headline into details. This is what I live for. This is what I live for. This stuff. Give me context. Give me all of the context. So, looking back on my life as a woman in the music industry, I'm unsettled by the inescapable sexism, perpetrated by Sean Combs and others. I'm going to do my best to censor myself on the fly. And this is by Danyel Smith. And I just said portions of this article have been removed for time, just so you guys know. So, a thing happened between Sean Combs and me. Unlike what he has been accused of over the past 8 months, what occurred between us was not adult. It was professional, demonstrative of the way dynamic and domineering men moved in our heyday. Combs and I worked together a lot, competed in our own way, so often I thought I came out on top. I was mistaken. I had reason to fear for my life. What happened was insidious. It broke my brain, and I forgot the worst of it for 27 years. Yeah. Then, and what happened, Daniela? What happened? Let's spill the tea. Let's go. It was July of 1997. I'm just going to move my mic a little bit so I can read in this position a bit better. Hope that that's okay. Yeah, average Sabrina's like, whoa, okay. Okay, Terry, I see your comment about me turning up my volume. I have pretty much everything at max. Is anybody else having trouble hearing me? Because these are the settings I had before when I was on Popcorn and I was fine. So I don't know what to say. If I go up any higher, I'm going to start having feedback problems, unfortunately. Yeah. So it was July 1997. In the fading smoke of the unalivings of Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G., I was named editor-in-chief of a music magazine called Vibe. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember Vibe. Let me know. Let me know. I do. I remember Vibe. Started by Quincy Jones and Time Incorporated in 1992, the magazine chronicled Black music and the culture with rigor and beauty. 10 issues a year for an audience that was relentlessly underserved. When I look over, we thought, when I took over, we thought hip hop might have ended with our heroes, and we were determined not only to keep it alive, but to also give it the cultural credit it was due. Okay, I'm just checking the chat. Okay, I think everybody's okay. I think we're all right. I'm sorry, guys. I know that the sound is weird, and I do apologize, but I hope every. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys remember Vibe. So you know that this is like this was quite an important thing because I was very young when this was all going on, but I think I understand the concern about the losing Tupac and Biggie and how much that would have affected the landscape of hip hop and how devastating it was, I think, to so many. And honestly, I think the losses of both of them are still felt heavily to this day. For any of you guys that have been following the drama between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, I mean, you guys probably are aware of Tupac's impact on even that drama, right? They're not with us, but they're still with us. And I think that that's important to mention, just to understand how much of an impact these people have had, even though they have passed away so long ago. You know what I mean? So I think it's important. Hip hop was both in mourning and in marketing meetings. Combs, Biggie's creative partner and label boss, was the personification of this dichotomy. His Bad Boy Records was having a $100 million year, much due to the work of Biggie and Maze, as well as Combs' own debut album, No Way Out, which was anchored by the blockbuster Biggie tribute, I'll Be Missing You, featuring Faith Evans. You guys remember that song? Let me know in the chat if you do. I do. Um, as well as other singles, All About the Benjamins and Been Around the World, functioned as a score for our hip hop megawatt moment. Its commercial evolution and international expansion. No Way Out would go on to sell over 7 million copies. So I wanted Combs on the cover of Vibe's December 1997, January 1998 double issue, and I wanted him to wear white feathered wings. I, I get the idea, but I love I can't imagine pitching this to him. I'm gonna need you to come to my studio and wear angel wings, fluffy ones. It was a choice. It was a brave choice. I will say that. My point of reference was the poster for Heaven Can Wait, a 1978 film starring Warren Beatty. The movie was about a quarterback who passes before his time and is reincarnated as an idiosyncratic callous billionaire. It's kind of funny now reading that back. A callous billionaire. Oh. Vibe's working cover line for the article was "The Good, the Bad, and the Puffy." Not so elegant, but it would work if the fashion designer, I'm sorry, Emil, I'm not sure how to say the last name, I apologize, and I got Combs, then known as Puffy or Puff Daddy, to put on the angel wings. And also, if we got a shot that he looked even slightly mischievous, we could do a split run of the cover, one that heavily signifies and with heavenly signifiers and another with hellish ones. Possible cover line: bad boy, what you gonna do? It's yeah, sorry, I'm just reading. You guys are funny. Katie Artist, he's not a space angel. I don't think Diddy is a space angel. I mean, if he wants to be, I'm not gonna kick him out, but I'm not happy with you, sir. I'm not happy with you. So there are the covers. You guys can see them. Yeah, there's the bad boy, what you gonna do? And the pretty wings. The good, the bad, and the puffy. There we go. So I see the vision. They got it to work. You know what I mean? The photo shoot took place in Manhattan in September of 1997. I'd probably said hello to Combs at an event, but the shoot was the first time I was around him for an extended period. Either it was a crowded set or I just felt claustrophobic. I wore yoga pants and an oversized t shirt. I remember wanting to minimize my bust more than my bra was already doing. I remember cajoling. I remember knowing that as a black woman, I was in a no win situation. To fail was to live up to my male boss's low expectations, and to succeed was to invite their resentment. That day, Combs was begrudgingly compliant. We finally got him to shrug on the white feathered wings. I can't imagine the pressure of this at the time. It's crazy. He cooperated up to a point. I'm shocked. But eventually, his controlling ways took hold. A few days later, Combs wanted to see the Vibe covers before they went to the press. It wasn't our policy to show covers before the publication. So after I told him no, we heard that he had planned to come to our office and force us to show him what we'd chosen and make us choose something else if he didn't like what he saw. I'm sure I was concerned. But my priority was getting to the issue to the printer on time. There was vague talk about Combs hurting a woman at the Bad Boy offices. In 1996, he was found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a New York Post photographer with a boom boom. Combs was also busy denying that he had something to do with the 1996 unaliving of Tupac Shakur, which I'm sure we will find out more about this fall. That's coming. In September of 1997, Combs had a reputation for shaking tables. I'd reconciled the rumors with his relevance, and the math was ugly and simple. I had to have him on the cover. So a few Vibe employees put together a plan to keep me safe if he chose to visit that day. That is terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. Oh my goodness. Um, Let me see here. Just checking. I think if you have to be in a place where your employees have to put together a plan to keep you safe, like a lot of these stories now that are coming out about him, they don't surprise me because this is back in like 1997. This is wild. This is absolutely wild. I was in my office on the third floor of the building on the boring corner of Lexington and 32nd Street. A few doors away from me, Vibe's research chief, Ava Chin, was with the managing editor, Jesse Washington, in his office with her back to the open door. Jesse looked over her head as if someone was behind her, and Jesse stood up. He's 6'4", and Ava saw him trying to make himself even taller, as though they were squaring off. So she turned towards the door and saw Combs with two security dudes. Combs asked, "Where is Danielle?" The receptionist had already notified our other colleagues that Combs had walked into the editorial bullpen. As he and his two associates looked in various cubicles in my offices, my coworkers eased into mine. This guy's unhinged. Did you guys know any of this? Because I know that some of this part has been like shared through the media over the past couple of days, but I feel like the whole story here needs to be read. This is one of these situations the headline doesn't cut it. Paper proofs of the cover story and both the angelic and devilish covers were on my desk. I grabbed the unruly stack of 11 by 17s. Staff members shuttled me from office to the spiral staircase and the alternate second floor elevator bank. I made it to the 32nd I made it to 32nd between Lexington and 3rd Avenue, clutching the proofs. Jesse eventually came down. He took the pages from me, flagged a taxi, and put me in a yellow cab home to Brooklyn. That's nuts. That's nuts. The next day, though, I was right back in the office. Like everything's normal. Everything's fine. My assistant received a call on the line. It's Puffy, she said. I got my mind right and I picked up. He was still on message and he wanted to see the covers. I was still on message. It's not what we do. And it was then that Combs told me, as I've retold hundreds of times over the years, that he would see me dead in the trunk of a car. Not missing a beat, I told him he needed to take the threat back. Take it back, I said, sounding as if I were 10. I'm not judging. Is there a correct way to react to when someone tells you that they're going to do that to you? Because I don't think there is. I don't. I don't. Take back what? He said. Then with a vile laugh, F you. Take it back now, I said, or I'm calling my lawyer and you're going to jail. He said, I know where you are right now. Right on Lexington. I called my personal lawyer. I don't know what he said to Combs. Within 2 hours, Combs faxed over an apology. Did any of you guys ever receive a fax apology? Producer sister.
Yes.
Did you ever see a faxed apology?
No. No, I did not.
There's just something about that for me that just makes me laugh. I don't know why. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
One of my male bosses was furious I had not involved him. I let the lawyers handle it, okay? Combs had called him to complain that I sicked my lawyer on him, as if somehow I wasn't playing fair.
Muffin.
No fair! I threatened somebody's life and they called their lawyer. Like, such a baby. I'm sorry. Like, she's beating herself up for being like, take it back and talking like I was 10. This dude's a literal child. I'm sorry. Gutter Girl, thank you for the fax emojis. We're all going back in time. Soon after those menacing encounters, I walked into work one morning to find my staff members tamping down panic. A couple of the servers, which back then were as big as end tables and twice as heavy, had been stolen. And the scuttlebutt was that the theft was an inside job, that someone on Vive's publishing side had let in movers from Bad Boy. It was almost time to send pages to the printer, and the whole issue was saved on those servers. All the editorial changes, all of the pages with the advertising agencies that had been paid for by clients, gone. In response to fact-checking inquiries, Combs, via representatives, would not comment on the record for this piece. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that great? Kyle, the only fax apology is when you apologize for using fax.
Yes.
You're not wrong. I've always remembered the threatening call. I mentioned it in my memoir, Shine Bright. I thought I got the wrong reason for his vexation, but I repressed the rest. The only reason I know the details is a chance meeting I had at the McDowell's Artist Residency this May. Ava Chin, who is now an author and professor of creative nonfiction, was also there. I hadn't seen her in decades. Ava asked me early in the residency if I was ever going to write about Vibe, and I said yes, and she said, good. Then just before I left, I mentioned that I was writing about Combs, and I told her that he said he would see me in the back of a car. In the previous months, accusations of his serial A of women, which had been rumored for years, had surfaced. And I was thinking about my professional relationship with him. I asked her if she remembered the tense situation. Over her turkey club, Ava said, I absolutely remember. She wasn't privy to the phone conversation, but she knew other details. She told me my own story. I don't remember being shuttled from office to office. Shuttled is Ava's word. That repression is strong. Like, that must be like an out of body experience. to have somebody retell something to you that you can't remember because it was so traumatizing. I That's a moment. That is a moment. The entire memory had been removed from my mind, like the servers that were stolen from the offices. I wanted someone else to validate the story. So, from the rear garden of McDowell's main building, I FaceTimed Jesse Washington, who is now a journalist and filmmaker. When he confirmed Ava's recounting, I stared at the long green meadow, processing the fact that two people had to tell me a story about myself was mortifying. It made me question my own truths. I was flooded with questions about my own experiences of vulnerability, victimhood, ambition, fear, and regret, and what all of it means with regard to my professional and personal legacies. Considering this nauseating image of myself running and hiding from Combs, of the people at work protecting me, made me confront other things I'd possibly repressed about that feral and fantastic time in my life. To be a powerful woman in the music industry, and in hip hop media specifically, exacted a toll I've resisted reckoning with. It's so much easier, frankly, to tell other people's stories. As a journalist, I have learned how to get people to recall stuff they would rather forget or keep to themselves. It's an art tart with betrayal, but it's mine. And so here we are. I was thinking in that garden. Now I have to remember. Is this not so much more than just the headline of Diddy threatened this woman? Because, guys, we're just getting started. We're getting started. This is page 3 of 8. We've got stories here. We've got tea on Kim Porter. We've got tea on Cassie. It's all coming. It's all coming. This should be freaking everywhere, and it's ticking me off that it isn't. I don't recollect exactly how Combs and I left things after he threatened me in 97, but it's not as though we could stop dealing with each other. Hip hop, inching its way towards world domination, needed us to keep contributing in our respective ways. On my end, documenting its trajectory, and on his, branching out into television, liquor, and more. We interacted when necessary. And sometimes an exchange was just us smiling for cameras. So here we go. There she is. Two photos of us stand out to me and mark places where our journeys intersected. There's one from the 1990s in which my hair is its natural dark brown, and I have on a navy and turquoise zip hoodie. I'm awkward in his embrace, still getting used to being in the limelight. The other is from October of 2006. I'm 41, with my new grays cinnamon coated by celebrity colorist Rita Hazan. My feet, or my not my feet, my teeth. My feet have been Invisalign. My teeth have been Invisaligned, and my gaze is sure. We're posing before a party celebrating both the release of his album Press Play and the new issue of Vibe magazine. Combs is the cover star, and I wrote the celebratory article. In our 2006 photo, Combs is in a black tuxedo, a black shirt, and sunglasses, and some of the shots from that night. I look discordantly joyful. In others, I look like I would rather Combs not hold me so closely or kiss me on the cheek. I was a newlywed, and I am also a professional. I had resigned from Vibe in 1999, and when I was rehired in 2006, Combs was among the first people I called to appear on the cover. I did so because I knew the cover would both succeed at the newsstand and reaffirm my new venture capitalist chieftains, and I still had my chops, and that my industry relationships were flawless. So in that series of photos, Combs and I are playing the roles of mogul and editor in chief, and we're nailing it. In past times, I attended Combs's large music industry parties in New York, the Hamptons, Miami. To be clear, he has never acted in any way inappropriate towards me. I have slammed shots with him at Rockefeller Center and at the Rock National Brunch. Combs is a genius. He is also sincere in his ambition and in his benevolence. In the entertainment industry, none of this makes him unusual. It's shameful and whack for me to have not known fully. I considered myself a hard hitting journalist. At the time, I broke stories about predation in the music industry. Here we go. I did not know this. Here's my moment here when I lost my mind and knew I had to share this with you. In 1994, when I was the music editor at Vibe, the investigative team I was a part of figured out that 27-year-old R. Kelly had married 15-year-old Aaliyah. We got our hands on the license, and the photographer Dana Lixenberg and I chased Kelly to a tour stop in Philadelphia. I wrote the cover story that verified what had only been wild rumors of his crimes. This lady! This lady! The tea, guys. The tea. Here we go. The tea. It's nuts. I It's easy to think of the 90s and aughts as a strange time. I could, in the space of a day, be working on an R. Kelly article, editing a piece about hip hop feminism, and then be at one of Combs or mostly anyone's shindigs, not knowing what was happening in the very next room. All of this has been normal since the dawn of pop. To report misconduct, whether it was to attorneys or law enforcement or even your supervisor, often meant losing your job, being ostracized, or being the girl that just didn't get it or didn't know how to fend for herself. Gosh. The music industry was and is a mean place. Journalists were being threatened at recording studios and stomped in their own offices. In the spring of 1999, the music executive Steve Stout claimed that Combs and two bodyguards attacked him over the way Combs was depicted in a music video. He said that Combs hit him in the face and then hit him in the head with a telephone and a champagne bottle. Stout later asked the court to drop the charges after Combs publicly apologized and pleaded guilty to harassment. I believe that was the one where he had to do the day of anger management or something like that. That worked well. Not only were there men not only were many rank and file workers in our business, men and women alike, jittery about our physical and emotional safety, we were enlisted to boost the egos of the very artists and executives who felt entitled to violate us. Wow. And this is kind of where I kind of go, we are seeing this is the Me Too of music right now, in my opinion. This is wild. Just that statement alone is absolutely wild. We became used to playing the game. We were conditioned to look the other way, or when looking at something straight ahead, not to see it for what it was, or to even unsee it. In our 2006 interview, Combs said, "Somebody gave me multiple choices early on, having a smooth working relationship, having a personal life, or being in the music industry. I chose the music industry." Same, Puff. Same. Too many of us did. And we wouldn't have thought of ourselves as ambivalent or numb then, but that's what we were. A lot of us women wanted our fair shot at winning, and there were dues to pay, and we paid dearly. This is nuts. Yeah, Melier, one day? Whose anger issues get fixed in one day? No one's. No one's. It was a joke. It was a joke. And look where we are. There's no party cooler and more insanely fun than an industry party, right? The trade salts and sugars its women and devours them like hors d'oeuvres. Our bodies are not our own. Our parts are meant to be squeezed anonymously from behind at crowded bars where real and some difficult work is being celebrated. Some girls survive, dried out or skeletal, or just tough. Some women, via luck or brilliance or exfoliation, excel. Some marry in, others disappear. The business, moving at its seductive breakneck pace, spits them out. I hate to say it, but I feel like there's a lot of this that actually does apply to a lot of businesses with women. And I know we've got a lot of women in the audience, and I don't know. It really hurt my heart to read this because I think it's still kind of true in a lot of ways, and we need better than that. That's just my opinion. Many female executives and top level creative types started as standout students, interns, administrators, and receptionists. We communicated in the posh ladies' room in hip hop restaurants and nods and fleeting eye contact in office buildings. One intern said that she was hesitant to speak to me because the guys downstairs told me that you were such a and you hate pretty girls. I was a but because I had heard that the sales guys were using their offices as late night no tell motel rooms. The women remembered that I used to look away from her while she passed me in the hallways. It was weird, though, she said, because you seemed nice. Gotta love turning women against each other, right? It was weird, and I was nice, as I could be, when I could be. Ambition in an industry that pretends scarcity must make monsters of women who wanted to be what was called back then big willies, a euphemism for large. Vibe honchos organized Big Willie panel discussions at industry seminars. And when the female artists and executives were working twice as hard for less money and only whispered credit. This was when so many wives and girlfriends of male stars succeeded in the music business by formally or informally managing their partners' careers without professional kudos or full payment. Even the work of being a muse is usually grimy and unprotected. Yeah, and then here we go. Here comes Kim Porter. Take Kim Porter, for example. Porter, who passed in 2018, was a model and sometimes actor. Combs is the father of her 3 children. On a late autumn afternoon in 1998, I visited Porter in the Park Avenue apartment in a 12-story limestone building. Combs was in the process of buying that she shared with 2 little boys. Combs was not there that afternoon. I rarely ended up in Porter's presence, but when I did, her personality seemed a mix of femme fatale and mean girl. And the mean girl felt fueled by a broken heart. Now, keeping in mind, Kim Porter is not here to be able to speak for herself. Um, but it's so funny because I've heard that she was just absolutely electric as a person and people just loved her. But I've also heard some other things about her. And I wonder if this description of her is accurate. That maybe where she wasn't so nice, was it fueled by that pain? Because I can only imagine what she went through now that we know some of what Cassie has been through. Porter and I and 2 other friends eventually went to a buzzy restaurant for cocktails. Sometime later, Combs came in. He knew all of us at the table but didn't acknowledge us. He demanded that Porter hand over her baguette purse and turned it upside down. Her belongings splattered on the table among limeades and ice crumbs. He snatched up her bank cards to the beat of, "You ain't got no business in here. You need to be at home with those kids." Combs yelled something like, "Get home as best you can." From the sidewalk, I saw Porter being hustled into the limo in which we arrived. One of the friends, more tired than terrified, shot me a look. "You good?" And they were gone. People aren't talking about this in the article, and it's really pissing me off. Like, how. He was public with this stuff, guys. This is terrifying. I believe her. I believe Danielle. I believe she saw him do this. It's just so awful. And it really makes me sad that I don't think we're ever really going to get the full story with Kim Porter. It's so, so sad. So sad. A woman deserves to be nurtured and taken care of, Combs told me 8 years later for our 2006 cover story. Kim taught me that. She taught me how to love. Maybe he learned that. Maybe he didn't. To be honest, pressing him didn't occur to me. I had just laid off a dozen good people. This was the beginning of the end of print magazines. And another one of those times where I did what I had to do to keep the magazine alive. It was my job. It was also my job to hear what women were saying, even when they weren't quite saying it. On August 29th of 2015, I was in Culver City, California, at Epic Records' annual celebration of its artists. There was a lot of loud talking and drinking, and I found myself retreating to a cool alcove where the waitstaff was being handed platters of tuna in tongang spoons. In 4-inch sandals, Cassie walked over, uncharacteristically, alone. Here comes the Cassie, guys. Here we go. She and Combs were rumored to have gotten engaged the year before, but there had been no wedding and I didn't see a ring. She also hadn't released a second album since her smash single Me and You went number 3 on the Billboard's Hot 100 in 2006, despite being signed to Bad Boy for almost a decade. When I saw her in Culver City, it was about 6 months before the CNN tape at the Intercontinental. So here's the timeline, guys. We know what's going on here. We have a good idea of what's going on right now in Cassie's life and how awful it is. She surprised me with how gracefully she squatted so that we were eye to eye. I asked Cassie how she was. I said, "Fine, fine, lady." Oh, Cassie asked how I was. "Fine, fine. Fine, lady, how are you?" She, "How are you doing it?" Me, "Doing what?" She, "Like, how are you managing?" She placidly awaited an answer, and I felt myself tremble. Maybe she saw in me a fellow industry introvert, Someone skilled at the Irish exit. Perhaps she wanted to know how I was still married, at that time for 10 years, to a man in the music and media industries. But what caused me to tremble was the feeling that she had heard from mutual friends that I was essayed a decade before by someone we both knew. Because I was. And I was paranoid. And she was still there looking at me. And I felt as if she was trying to send me an extrasensory signal. I gave her a generic, "Girl, what? I'm fine." We each wanted to say something. It seemed that neither of us could find the words. After a moment, she rose up on those stilettos as if she were barefoot on a soft lawn. She waved goodbye and walked back towards the fresh air. Contacted through her lawyers, Cassie had no comment. It's so sad. There is no safe space for ambitious women. Not anywhere, and definitely not in the entertainment business. Men keep it dangerous so they can keep it theirs. Once a media executive bullied me in a bar, and despite my protests, made it clear that he was going to walk me to my hotel room. It was obvious that he wanted, you know, it was his pulsing nostril. In his pulsing nostril was resentment about the job that I had. He had focused the look of a person who believes you can have something stolen or stolen something from him, and that something is actually you. And that happened to me in the mid 90s, but it has been going on in the pop music scene since forever. How are we doing, everybody? And this is the thing, I feel like this article is being like shared all over with just the part about the trunk. This is so much more, this piece, and it really makes me sad that I feel like people aren't going deep enough into it because my goodness, does this woman have stories. Producer sister, I know
Mhm.
you hadn't read all of this beforehand.
No.
How are you feeling right now? Like hearing this?
I mean, it's tragic,
Yeah.
everything, but in not to that extent by any means. It's relatable.
Yep. 100%.
And I hate that it's relatable.
Yep. Yep. But it's just I hope that these stories do start being told. And that's part of why I wanted to talk about this today. I know it's not the biggest story in the world. I know it's not what everybody's clicking on, but my goodness, did I think that it was important. Um, so I'm going to keep letting her tell her story here. We got a couple pages left that are still really good. So let's go through it. Louis McKay physically and financially aid Billie Holiday. Ike Turner physically and emotionally aid Tina Turner. Ted White hurt Aretha Franklin. Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin, who, when filing for divorce more than a decade later in 1970, claimed that she had been subject to every type of physical and mental aid imaginable. Both David Ruffin and James Brown hurt Tammy Terrell. The convicted unaliver, Paul Spector, locked Ronnie Spector in their home. Miles Davis's marriage to funk singer Betty Davis reportedly ended because of what she called his violent temper. Donna Summer was aided by her boyfriend, Peter, I don't know how to say that name, and I'm sorry, Dr. Dre, hurt singer Michelle, and the journalist Dee Barnes. Chris Brown hit Rihanna. More than a dozen women have accused Russell Simmons of SA, and in some cases are, all of which he denies. He's also denied that he moved to Bali to avoid extradition. That's a hole that, if you've never gone down the Russell Simmons rabbit hole, my goodness, is that buckle up. Buckle up, because it's a lot. It's a lot. Ellie Reed stepped down as chief executive of Epic Records following a 2017 accusation by an assistant. The lawsuit filed last year accuses him of SA and harassment. Tory Lanez boom boomed Megan Thee Stallion, and last month, producer Diplo was accused of disturbing images of a woman without her consent. His lawyer cast doubt on the accusation, and there are countless women who remain unnamed or choose to be anonymous or decide not to report at all. I I know I'm just going to paraphrase this. I know what it's like to be hurt by I was half raised by an alcoholic father figure, and I still don't know how to act. A Vibe staff member told me on her return from interviewing a musician that he hurt her. I tried to comfort her, but didn't say much that helped. I know I didn't, because years later she told me so. I stuttered and stumbled. I had no language to talk about what happened to her because I couldn't even say what happened to me. She was healing. I was still running and reeling from work related SA. She and I had always kept in touch, though, and years later, she invited me to her wedding. I couldn't get myself together to attend. Supposedly the big time mentor lady, I was embarrassed and guilty and ragged about not being there for her, about not being the person I wish had been there for me. Sometimes acknowledging another woman's pain forces you to stare deep at your own. So you minimize hers and you minimize yours and you keep moving. As they say in the books and on t shirts and in so many rap songs, including the Locks and Puffy's 1998 track, can't stop, won't stop. My glory days were infused with crisis. There was not knowing, the wondering, the suspecting, the kind of knowing, the actually knowing, the acting as if you don't know. I have been a fly on the wall and pinned to it. I made a career in the music business. I loved it, and it almost ended me. It was a lot to hold in my mind at once, the sadness and anxiety that pushed me to nicotine and then Wellbutrin. Some of my best times, including Combs stalking me, some of my past times, including Combs stalking me at the Vibe office, had to be redacted. I blacked them out in order to keep the lights on. That sentence, my goodness, does that summarize trauma? I blacked them out in order to keep the lights on. That's, oh goodness. Some things were recovered. Back in 1997, on the afternoon the servers were stolen from the Vibe office, it turned out that our art director had an issue on the desk she had taken home. We were able to publish our angel and devil covers of Combs. And each he is looking over the top of dark glasses, and each it looks as if he would continue winning for a long time. The last time I saw Combs in person, it was February of 2020, at a house in Los Angeles that was raided in March by Homeland Security. I was invited to chat about possibly participating in a docu-series that Combs was creating about his life. I hadn't spoke to him in a while. As it was, Combs was fresh off a star-studded 50th birthday party. I was curious about whether such a big milestone had triggered him, a desire to tell his true stories. My husband and I put in place a plan of texting and pin dropping so we would never be out of touch. There was no way, though, that I wasn't going to go. One, I am a journalist, I am duty bound. And two, my ego, ambition, and expertise say that it should be me getting the big interviews. And three, there is power in meaning and showing up. If I don't go, I can't take notes. I can't have an experience that becomes mine through writing. A film crew was at Combs's house. He was in a leg brace, just having undergone his fourth surgery in 2 years. This time it was to repair a quad tendon tear. This is God's work, he said on Instagram, to slow me down. Bro. It's hard to look at, the dark times in your life. But sometimes you got to do that. I just can't handle it. I can't handle him talking like that. It's just, ugh. His twin daughters, then 13, drifted about, concurrently blasé and inquisitive. Over a dozen of us sat in a pristine outdoor kitchen watching emotional footage. Combs introduced me to the group as a longtime journalist who asks real questions. I was surprised when he asked me when I would eventually interview him. I would ask him first. I hesitated. He said, "Don't answer that." People laughed. I remembered being glad that I was part of such a large and familial group, and even comforted a bit by the post surgical leg brace that Combs appeared to need. I was where I was supposed to be. I had been told since I first started going to shows on my own that it was dangerous, that someone was going to hurt me, or rob me, or steal me. It looked then like a conspiracy keeping me in the house, from becoming myself, from knowing myself as brave. And 3 weeks later, the COVID lockdowns began in Los Angeles, and I didn't end up participating in the documentary. That's a blessing. Producer sister, you get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's a blessing.
Sometimes things
Sometimes
don't
it
work
is.
out.
Yeah, sometimes disappointments are for the best.
Yes, we may not know it at the time,
But
hindsight is 2020, and
Yep.
sometimes those disappointments turn out to not be disappointments.
Yep, sometimes it's good. Combs and I traded our goodbyes in the great room, overwhelmed by past times. A huge painting by Carrie James Marshall, The acrylic and collage work created in 1997, that unfathomable year Biggie passed. Combs, the producer slash entrepreneur, emerged as an artist, and hip hop changed forever. And it's easy to see why Combs would be drawn to such a larger than life depiction of play, freedom, from labor, and affluence as ordinary. There's water skiing, croquet, golfing, picnic, accoutrement. Oh, and the 9.5 by 13-foot canvas are bits of lyrics from The Temptations and Snoop Dogg. I don't know how Snoop feels about that now. I don't know. I don't know. He might have feelings about that. The painting's inhabitants wear white. The Who's Who did for years at Combs's white parties. I attended a few of those. Scanning past times, I could almost smell those old coupes of evaporating champagne. The painting had carried a pre-sale estimate of 8 million to 12 million. Anonymously, Combs battled bidders as the price rose to a record-setting 21.1 million, widely reported to be the most ever paid for a work of a living black artist. Sky's the limit, and you know that you can have what you want and be what you want. So goes the bad boy song. Perhaps every bad boy song, sky's the limit when you're buying a picture in which you see yourself in all your glory, one that seems to float close to your own memory of the way things were. The painting sits in his home as an angelically clean version of a deeply explicit industry. Our past times, unironically named the golden era of hip hop, are as much folktale as fact. The growing set of accusations against Combs has me angrily calling into question the fullness of my own memory and the precision of my timeline. I've already lost long stretches of my life. So what, in the grand scheme of things, what is an afternoon in 1997? Actually, it's everything. I already spend lots of time playing catch up because I've handed years of my life to depression. I was a bed rotter before it was called that. I could barely hear music from the tears in my ears. It's one thing to deal with brain fog. Brain fog. You guzzle cold water and fish oil and you keep moving. But I mean, to have blocked out a whole series of events is terrifying because what else is missing? What do I not know that I have seen? What in hip hop have I not heard? I never wanted to believe that music, which saved my life as a child and teenager, reinforced my audacity in my 20s, and provided a way for me to make a living in my adulthood, could fail me. It is in too many ways my life. I'm the GD institutional memory. So it's particularly rancid that this suppressed episode has placed in me a well of self doubt. Here I am, in a familiar victim mode, disciplining myself into not taking on blame, for not knowing what I didn't know and for managing what I did. The questions drip down on me slowly, steadily, a torture. Was my magazine too well done? And too loud? Should I have even gone to the white parties? They keep coming. Was my skirt too short? Is it possible that I stayed at the party too long? And that is the article, guys. Some of it. I didn't include all of it. There's more. I hope you guys understand why I wanted to go through that with you. Because I was not expecting that when I was clicking on the headlines of somebody being threatened by Diddy. This was so much more. And I wonder if it's possible that more stories like this are going to start coming out as people feel more emboldened and they feel safer to be able to speak about what's happened to them. I look at this woman and I see a very powerful woman in this industry. I mean, knowing that she was the one that got the proof about R. Kelly, that was massive. That was huge. That she was so close to all of these people, she had power. And yet, Diddy still did what he did. And she was obviously hurt by many people in this industry. I can only imagine what the interns know, what the receptionists know, what the other people in this industry No. And I understand why they were terrified. The fact that she literally had to have her staff surround her and shuttle her around from office to office to protect her life is absolutely crazy. Crazy. So to it's kind of one of those things. And I also really do hear her being like blaming herself and having all these questions about should she have done more, but ultimately I don't really judge her for this because what could she have done? What power did she have in this situation to be able to override Diddy? And I think that's part of like why this is such a big deal and why if Diddy is indicted, this is massive. This is massive. And I really do believe that once that indictment happens, I think the floodgates are going to open. That's just my guess. That's my gut. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the chat of what you guys think. Thank you guys for sticking with me through me reading all that. I know it was a lot, but I thought it was just absolutely fascinating. And I'm here for these stories being told and for the truth coming out for sure. Producer sister,
Yes.
I have turned up your mic.
Okay.
Please let me know, guys, how you're hearing her if you think she needs more. Um, what are your thoughts on everything that we just read? Because I know it's a lot, but
I agree. I think once he does get indicted, that this could summon an avalanche.
yes.
Just the more people who are willing to speak in a situation like this will just spark that many more people who feel safe enough to also tell their truth.
Yeah.
And once you know that the man is in custody and that he has less power to be able to retaliate,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better word, because we know that's what he does.
Yes.
It also makes you feel safer to be able to come forward and tell your truth. I think there's been a long time where people have felt that they wouldn't have been believed because of who he is.
100%.
And that is fading away.
I think now it's probably more surprising if you don't have
Yeah.
a Diddy story and you worked in the industry because my goodness, does it seem like people have one. Once you start talking,
Mhm.
like everybody has one. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
So you're just going to see more and more people
yeah.
who have been in and around him over the last 3 decades. And that's the thing. This is a long
Yeah,
time.
this is long game.
Such a long time of this building and growing, and all of these people he has been in contact with and affected. And from what we've seen and heard, there is no reason to believe that this just started recently or these are isolated incidents of how he treats people.
No,
It just builds.
it absolutely has. And I think I'm going to read your comments in just a second, guys, because I want to go through and get your guys' thoughts before we go into what the what. I know that was a longer main topic than normal, but I thought it was important. Um, I really am. The more that I hear about it, the less I am surprised, but at the same time, I'm still kind of shocked and horrified, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Um, because it all just really is just so much. It's so much. Um, okay. I did want to say thank you so much to Sarai, who has been a member for 9 months. You're almost at your one. Yay! Saying there's a storm. It's bad. Oh, I'm sorry. You did good on popcorn. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That being said, I will let you guys know as of tomorrow, um, I'm going back there. Andy is, you know what? He's had a crazy, crazy few months, and he's finally actually going on a trip with his family, and I'm so happy that they are. So I am going to be helping to take care of the channel. So I'm going to be back on those lives, and trying to, you know, make sure that everything stays afloat. So if you are interested in following what I'm doing over there, I will do my best to let you guys know. We are going to be continuing some of the coverage that has been going on since the major political event, I will call it. However, I am and he is attempting to do this from a perspective of we are trying to look at facts of what is happening here. And I am going to be making a strong effort to keep pop culture stories in the mix as well. We both really want to do that, so I'll be talking about other stuff as well. But yeah, I'd love to see you guys there to support me if you would be willing to do so. Because I'm nervous, very nervous.
You're gonna be awesome.
I'm nervous, but I can do it. I can do it.
Yes, you can.
Um, let me see here. Just saying. I love this, Kyle. We understand if you need more than a few hugs. If more than a few of you need some time to hug yourself in the tub after hearing the story. It's brutal. It's brutal. But I think it's sometimes I think stories are hard to hear, but then I also feel like sometimes stories are good to hear because they're kind of validating to situations that you've been through. And I think a lot of women can relate to struggle in corporate. Reading that article, and hopefully not to that extreme, but you guys get what I mean. Um, Dreadnought, I saw here, had a very interesting point about Diddy. And it's one I haven't really talked about very much, but it's that Diddy was allegedly potentially a victim himself. I think Diddy has his own story to tell. It does not justify the choices that he has made by any means, because I can tell you there's certainly a lot of us that have had things done to us, and we don't go and do those things to other people. But um, I don't want to talk about it too much, but there's definitely some questions about how he started in the industry and why certain opportunities were given to him by certain people. And a lot of rumors that surround that and the old boys club. So if we ever do get to a point where more of that is like confirmed, I will talk about it. But I think there's a lot of stuff with that. I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. I'm being vague on purpose, and I hope that that makes sense. Yeah. Sarai just said, I think that her brain was protecting her through the attack, but then also I think that she had to keep writing notes on what Diddy was doing and then to be able to write this just incredible article. Exactly. Exactly. And that's the whole thing I just found so overwhelming and so good. Cheryl E, thank you so much for 19 months of support. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks for all you do. Kim and producer sister Rock, thank you so much for choosing us as you have for 19 months. That is incredible, and I so appreciate you. Um, and I also saw Subi Sue has been a member for 16 months. Again, thank you so much for your long-term support of me. I so appreciate that. General Scott, thank you for the sticker, the one up. We love the one ups. And also thank you to Heather Salvatore, who just sent me a PayPal. I so appreciate you. Thank you very much. That's going to help me rebuild my little cushion in there because. Katie, thank you for the $2.99 super sticker as well of the hippo dancing. Very appreciated. Very appreciated. I love the description in the chat widget of what it is. This hippo character in tactical gear does tactical flanking maneuver hand gestures.
All right, then.
We just call him Dancing Hippo.
Yeah.
Are we doing a house hippo train? Why not? House hippo. It's important. Don't believe everything you read, especially right now, because it's a bit crazy out here. Oh my goodness. Let me see here. I realized I'm going to start talking very softly and see if she wakes up. Oh, you heard my tone. Do you want to say hello to everybody? Should we say hello to everyone? Let's get her. Somebody come get her. There's Lacey. Lacey says hello. I don't know if she has a burp today. She ate her breakfast and gave a little burp earlier, and it was like it was so cute. It was ridiculous, and she just looked at me so proud, and then she winked at me. I'm like, "Are you real? Are you real? Are you actually real?" Because sometimes I can't tell. You have bed face. Yeah, we got to do some hair work tonight for you. Yeah, but yes, I would not be surprised if Lacey makes an appearance on Popcorn. I think we definitely need some palate cleansers. And I mean, look at her. Just look at her. Look how cute she is. Thank you, Bear. Thank you for the burp. We got a burp and a yawn. Thank you so much, little girl. You are amazing. I think everyone needs that. The healing power of your burps. They are unmatched.
She does what she can.
She does. Saving the world, one burp at a time.
Thank you, Lacey.
Good girl. She's adorable. She's adorable. Ah. Jackie Swan, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. That is so kind of you. Producer sister.
Yeah.
What does that bring us to?
18.
18? That's awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Can we get to 20? I don't know. Either way, I'm happy. You guys have blessed me. Thank you. Diva D, thank you so much for the $2 super chat there saying, great job, Kim. Looking forward to you on Popcorn next week. Thank you so much. I will do my best. I will do my best.
Sorry, I was trying to hold it so I could mute my mic. I'm so sorry.
I forgive you.
Trying to hold in the sneeze so I could mute my mic and it didn't happen.
Do we forgive producer
gosh.
sister?
As I said, it's better.
She's doing her best, man. It was bad.
I think that's part of why I'm quieter, because my voice is still not 100%.
Yep.
Gosh. They just kind of happen sometimes right now.
Oh, Pearl Jan, I like that. Lacey is our official emotional support animal. Yeah, she's my service dog, but she's everyone's emotional support. Oh, thank you, General Scott, for another 5 gifted memberships. That's so kind of you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Gosh, so what? 23?
23.
We are Team Odd. 23. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. I so appreciate you. Thank you. What? Heather just asked, have you looked into Sniff Spot?
I have not.
App on your phone. What is Sniff Spot?
I have no idea.
What is Sniff Spot? I did find an app the other day. I've been using it now for a couple of weeks, and I actually really like it. It's called Finch. I may see if I can get a code for it or something for you guys. It is a self-care app, but it's basically like a Tamagotchi. So it's like you get this little bird that grows, and it grows as you complete tasks that you select for your own self-care. And it does a lot. There's a lot of stuff in it about, identifying your emotions and breathing and affirmations and all type of stuff. It's really good. I love it. I thought it was really, really unique. Oh, thank you, Heather, for the gifted memberships as well. That's so kind of you. So that's 5, another 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do math. I'm too tired. That's 28? 28. We're back to team even, you guys. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Katie, it's like a Tamagotchi. It's like you get this little pet and it grows, but it only grows if you complete tasks. So it's like I have a few of them that are like doing my skincare or drinking water because I'm notoriously bad at that and and stuff like that. It's just a fun way to kind of check in with yourself and be accountable with yourself that you're, humaning. Because I work a lot. So I thought that was really cool. I'll look into it. Let me see here. Okay. Well, shall we move on to What the What? I think we shall. We shall. You guys good with that? Let's do it. Let's do it. Are you ready? Producer sister?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want to introduce this at all?
I don't know.
It's funny memes for those who could really use some quality humor today. I think we all are in that boat.
Yep.
My goodness. General Scott, thank you for the 1 gifted membership. So was that 29?
Oh, okay. I know what Heather's talking about. Yes, I did look at it. It looks interesting, so I'm gonna for Sam.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, Sammy, Bev's dog, or producer sister's dog, is a bundle of sunshine, nonstop sunshine, and we love him, but he's very, very busy all the time.
He almost broke my nose this morning with his butt. I wish I was kidding.
Yeah, a little bit. Give me 1 second. All right. Oh, Steve, thank you for the gifted membership. I think it's Steve. Half of it's getting cut off. Steven, thank you. It was stopped at Steve. Steven, thank you so much for the gifted membership. That is amazing. Victoria gifted a membership as well. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. Um, oh, Calbert's like, thanks, Kim. I'm downloading that app now. I hope you like it. I like it. It's been fun. Okay, so that was 2 memberships between Steven and Victoria. Thank you both so much. Where are we?
31.
31. Back to Team Odd. Thank you very much, you guys. Alrighty. Okay, let's go in the memes. Memes.
Cheryl just asked what kind of dog he is. A mini golden doodle.
Pure sunshine in a dog.
Yep.
Unending energy. Unending affection. Play all the time.
Yep.
All the time. All right. Nurse. Nurse D. Nurse Shih Tzu black belt. Take that, nurses. Yo, dog, I heard you like nurses. Got some nurses on your nurses on your nurses. My job as a 6'3" male nurse is to be available when some creepy pervert patient tries telling the new cute grad nurses that aides that he can wash every part of himself except his privates. Hello, sir. I've heard you've requested assistance getting washed up. Oh, the hero we need. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, black belt nurse. I appreciate it. Thank you, Victoria, for another gifted membership. That's so kind of you. That brings us to 32.
Yeah.
Back to Team Even. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing, and welcome to the new Space Angels. To the owner of the black Tesla, who parked behind the Orpheum. Is that how you say it? Orpheum?
Yeah.
Orpheum? On Seymour Street tonight, who told me to go F myself after I told them they're likely to get a parking ticket because of tour vehicles that were going to park there, who seemed to presume I was just some nosy civilian rather than the guy running the concert tour. Here is a photo of the tow truck I called for your car, and a photo of me eating the ice cream cone while I watched it being towed. I don't think I've ever had an ice cream cone that tasted so sweet and refreshing. Oh, the petty. The petty. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful.
I thought so.
Oh, and of course it's a Tesla.
Yep.
Of course it's a Tesla. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that. Bear wanders into City Hall building in California. Bears. You can't just put a bear on the state flag and then act surprised when it shows up for a town hall meeting. I mean, that's fair.
It's his town.
It is. It's his. He's on the flag. He's on the flag. Can you imagine if Canada got mad about maple trees? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You go, bear. You go, bear. Not Lacey Bear, but bear can stay. But yeah, bear. All right. A day may come when I am not mistaken for another brown egg. Oh my gosh, this. All 3 of these guys, I can't. And then Canal being like, every time I get recognized for you, I think, man, I wish it were true. And then Cal, I have taken credit for both of your accolades in the last 2 weeks. So I guess I owe you each a photo, half a beer, and an awkward extended hug. I can't handle this. And replying to them, why do you have 3 counts? Sarah Silverman, stop. Oh gosh, that's funny. That is funny. Oh, at least they have a sense of humor about it. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's good. Oh, that's a moment. Okay, the guy with the worst grades should get to give a graduation speech too. Let me hear both sides. Oh my gosh, I would have paid to see that. I would have paid to see that. I will say, I don't know if you guys have seen that graduation speech. There's like a valedictorian. I think it was a high school graduation. And she just like goes off at all of the staff. Like to the teacher that showed up drunk to class. Thank you for teaching me the dangers of alcoholism. To the office staff who neglected to inform me of multiple scholarships that I would have been eligible for. Thank you for teaching me perseverance or things like that I then had to work twice as hard to be able to get everything on in time so I didn't miss out on financial assistance. Like, she just went off. And the whole student body is, like, screaming and losing losing their mind, and I just sat there. I'm like, you are my spirit animal. You are my spirit animal, and I love you. I salute that person.
Yep.
With everything in me, because it's just like sometimes sometimes maybe one day I'll do like a story time series of my shenanigans with education.
Oh gosh. Yeah, we had some of those teachers.
My love to 2 teachers. 3. One of them I didn't actually have, but I was still friends with for a while. And you guys know who you are. I love you both. That's it. And I mean, not all of them were terrible, but I mean, a good number of them were, we didn't get along. We did not get along. But yes, somebody just said, did Sam have the worst grades? King Bob said, did Sam have the worst grades? Possibly. I want to hear from Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Justice for Sam. Oh, gosh. Okay. The Sesame Street Muppet will be the first to experience homelessness. Oscar the Grouch has been living in a trash can for 49 years.
Come on, people.
Oh my gosh. I'm guessing what this is because I'm a Muppet nerd, and I'm sorry, we mentioned Muppets of any kind, and I'm going to info dump. First of all, happy birthday to Dave Goelz yesterday, who is Gonzo and many other iconic Muppet characters and other characters. You're awesome. If you ever see this, I love you. And thank you for being your weird and beautiful self. But Sesame Workshop, the company that owns Sesame Street, they have like a program where they make like curriculum and other types of workshop pieces and things like that for parents and for therapists and for families that are going through really difficult times. So they have like programs for when parents have to are enlisted and deployed. They've had stuff for when a parent passes away. And I believe they did a whole thing on homelessness. So I'm guessing that this is like a part of it. So they've created a child that would be relatable as a homeless character for that purpose, would be my guess, which is really beautiful and good for the Muppets. And I kind of understand why they didn't want to make Oscar the Grouch the the mascot of that.
Poor Oski.
I love Oscar. He's great. He is so great. I love him. Do I have Oscar? I do. He's right there. I have Oscar behind me. Yeah. Oh, Crystal R said it's my son's birthday today. Happy birthday to your son. Happy birthday. I don't know if he's in the room or not, but happy birthday to you. Yay. Have a wonderful day. I'm just saying. Oh gosh. Let me see here. Katie, I think I did see that. I'm trying to remember it in my mind right now. I will go back and look for it again, and I'll watch it later for sure. Yeah, Silky said, but the trash can was actually his home, I think, and that's a good argument. Mm-hmm. Oscar technically does have a living environment, like he does have a place of his own. He even had a roommate at one point, or does he still have the worm? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I can't remember. Anyway, I'm getting way too deep into Muppet lore, and I apologize. But hi, I'm Kim, and that's happening. Okay. Is there an air fryer that can handle a family of 8? Take it easy, Jeffrey Dahmer. Stop! Oh my gosh. Terry responded, not funny! The man was sick and mentally unstable. He was... prefers not funny. First day on the internet. Literally! Literally! This is the problem I have with Facebook, is that a part of me misses it for stuff like this. Yeah. Like, the random internet drama songs, right? It's just, some of these conversations are just so unhinged, and it's just people that just are sharing so much of their drama that, like, this was not necessary. You didn't have to put this on a public forum.
But you decided
but
to.
She did, and now I can't look away, and I can't help myself. It's such a mess, and it's like, this is probably not the best use of my time to just look around and find this drama, but oh Oh, when I see it, it's A tier. It's A tier. I'll share some of my. If you guys haven't heard internet drama songs, I'll share some of those on my Instagram tonight. I love one about a lady that stole another lady's broccoli casserole recipe, and there's like this whole cat fight in the comments about this woman, Caroline, I think it was, or whatever, who stole the broccoli recipe. It's so good. It's so good. I just see here. Da, da, da. Let me see here. Oh, Jane just said I like the count. Yeah, I don't know if you guys actually follow the count on Twitter.
Yeah.
If you have Twitter, you should follow the count.
100%.
He counts on Twitter.
That's all he does.
That's all he does.
It's beautiful.
It's just numbers.
In the toxic landscape that is Twitter, it is good.
Yeah, yeah. It's so good. It's so good. Honestly, I think there's. I actually was talking about this the other day in one of our popcorn chats that I was just saying I think that Muppets, and particularly Sesame Street Muppets and Elmo, their memes are underrated. Their memes are underrated. Elmo is hysterical. If you've ever seen Elmo freak out about The Rock, about Rocco the Rock, if you haven't seen that, you need to. You need to.
It's a journey.
It is a journey, and so entertaining. So entertaining. It's not for kids. I mean, no, it's not. It's not. There's so much of this stuff now. Like, they know that it's for the grown-ups at this point. Remember when Firefest happened like a year or so ago, and there was this article where the attendees complained about how crappy it was there, but this one middle-class dude who won a ticket through the lottery or something at the time of his life because rich people suffering is great. I hope you all remember it. It is today's mood. Stop. That would have been kind of funny though. But I also understand it. Like, people paid money to go there and they thought they were getting something different. I'd be annoyed too, but it was funny. Gene Rick, thank you so much for the super sticker there of the one up. So appreciated. That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, Josh, random guy. I got my ticket in a raffle at work. Thought it would be cool. Didn't have much in the way of expectation. But yeah, watching rich people freak out because their luggage was being handled roughly, or they were slightly dehydrated, or like my ticket, or oh, it was like chicken soup for my middle class soul. Best weekend of my life. Oh, I can't. That's great. That's great. I love the picture of him too. Like, this is great. Crystal R, thank you so much for the super sticker. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. I love the hippo train. Hello, Marcella. I just saw you pop in. It's good to see you too. Hi, Marcella. Say hello to Lollipop for me. All right. Going with a female friend to get her car MOT'd?
It's like,
what does that mean?
Certified.
Oh, certified. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Checkup.
Is that a term we use here? Or
I actually Googled it. It looks like it's a term in the UK.
Ah, okay. So thank you. I confused in Canadian. I am confusion. I love this. We do it every year. They ignore her entirely and talk to me since I am a man and I know nothing about cars. She, however, for many years was a chief mechanic of a Formula One racing team. She will pick her moment. Yes! Yes! I can't relate to that at all.
Not at all.
There was a time a couple of years ago where my husband and I were negotiating for our car at a car dealership. And this one individual, this one salesperson, I was saying very clearly that the answer to what they were asking me was no. And I wanted it to be reflected in the paperwork. And I guess he very much had the opinion that perhaps I should speak with my husband about this privately and then come back with my decision. Except I worked in the car industry for a number of years. And we had already discussed this decision and had come to it together. So the answer was not changing. And I just said, no. I'm like, and I'm going to need you to change that paperwork now. Like now. And change that. And he just fought with me back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And I just said, look, I have legally a few days to walk out from this deal regardless of your conduct. So I can pull my money at any time and leave. And I'm sure if I take the deal that you gave me minus this specific detail and go into any other car dealership under your umbrella, they would happily give me the deal and take the commission. So you need to change this now. To which he responded, I wish you would just listen to me. To which I responded back without missing a beat, it's good to have dreams. And he muttered some things under his breath, and then he went and changed the paperwork. It was great. Like, we have brains. We have brains. I know. I know what I'm saying. Please.
And the beauty is living in Southern Ontario. There are so many options.
Oh my gosh, everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Your dealership is not special.
No.
It's really not.
And yes, I will drive 20 minutes, half an hour, and I could probably go to at least a half a dozen other dealerships of
I
the
only
same
have
car
to
company.
drive an hour and I'll save like $1,500 overall. Okay.
Yep, that's happening.
I'll Uber there. I don't care. Like, what do you want? Anyway, someone once introduced Jeff Goldblum to me at a party, saying, "This is Chris Kelly," and he exclaimed, "Oh my gosh, of course!" I couldn't believe it. He knew who I was. He knows who I was, and then he proceeded to say, "Of course," to every person he was introduced to. I love Jeff Goldblum. Oh, he makes everybody feel special. I expect nothing less from Jeff Goldblum. Mm-hmm. I've heard he is an incredible person. I love that. I love that. Oh, okay. Today I completed a chore I've been putting off for 6 months. It took 15 minutes. I will learn nothing from this. Shut up, Ashley! Nobody asked you, Ashley!
Nobody asked you, Patrice!
No need to roast everybody like that. I know you're just saying your own experience, but I'm feeling called out and personally victimized. Yep. Put a what in the chat if you feel personally victimized. Oh, gosh. Janet Jackson and Cher. Oh, 97. Oh my gosh. Janet's so little.
I know.
And Cher still looks like that.
Yep.
This is crazy. Oh, I think it's time we visited the very real possibility that Cher is a vampire. Cher has taken care of herself, and she has very good doctors. I believe that firmly. I think some of it is help, but I think some of it is also just she's done the work. Like, clearly. My goodness, but Janet's so little. Janet's so little. Alias has been a member for 16 months. Thank you so much for all of your support for this channel, Alias. We so appreciate you. Thank you for choosing us so as much as you have. It means the world. I had a teacher. He called us a psycho nuts. I overheard a teacher wishing my death. Yeah. Some teachers suck. Some of them are mean, and some of them are great, but some of them are mean.
Yep.
Ugh. Oh. Yeah, Calbear just said, that's what plastic surgery does to you. You don't age. They can't do anything with your hands, apparently. I don't know why. This is why I have actually added into my skincare routine neck care and hand care. It sounds stupid, but I've been told that by multiple people. Like, take care of that stuff. So I'm trying. Average Supreme has been a member for 10 months. Thank you so much. You're almost at your one. Saying, wow, 10 months of being an angel. Thank you so much for choosing us and being here. You guys are incredible. I love seeing the milestone post because it just warms my heart. Warms my heart. Oh, gosh. Okay. Let me see. Let's keep going. Heather says there's a couple breaking up so loudly on the sidewalk in front of my house. He said, who are you going to take to your sister's wedding next weekend? She said, mozzarella sticks, which is a valid and devastating blow. Oh, gosh. I love it. Oh, wait, hang on. I think mozzarella sticks is the name of their dog. Either way, a fine alternative. I kind of love that. I kind of love that. Nope, the dog is named Trudy. She meant the actual mozzarella stick. Why do I have this image in my head of this woman, like, showing up to this wedding, just looking like a total baddie, like Chanel bag by her side, opening it up, and just cheese strings. She's got a champagne in one hand and a cheese string in the other. Just the.
She's got to do the selfie and
Yep.
like send it to him.
Yep.
And, yep.
And just being like, living my best life. Hashtag better off without you or something like that.
I brought the mozzarella stick.
Oh gosh. That's funny. Ugh. Okay. Your salary is just your company's monthly subscription of you. Ouch. In the reply, then who gave them my discount coupon code? Oh, for real though. For real. For real. Oh. Oh, Marcia just said, I agree. I'd rather go with mozzarella sticks. They are fried, delicious, and don't talk back. Fair. Fair, fair. Oh my goodness. If a beautiful woman disagrees with me, I will immediately change my views. I have no principles. At least you can admit it. To which beautiful woman responds, well, maybe you should have principles. And he said, you're right, maybe I should. At least you're self-aware.
Yep.
At least you're self-aware. I'll give you that. It's a good step. It's a good step. You've started the work. I'm just seeing so much laughing in the chat. I don't even know what you guys are laughing about anymore. Because we've all just been laughing. Oh, that's good. Okay. Okay. People who understand Chinese/Japanese, what is the dumbest thing you've seen tattooed on someone? Oh, I've heard stories. Guy had those characters on his arm. He said it meant lover of Asian beauty. Oh, that's weird. When in fact it means foreign pervert. Get that stuff checked. If you're getting something in a different language, go get it checked by someone who speaks the language, please.
And who isn't going to troll you.
Oh my gosh. Like, think. Just think. Oh, Tyrana, thank you so much for being a member for 12 months. You got your one! Happy one! Congratulations! Yay! You're awesome. You'll be great on Popcorn Planet. Well, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Oh, Katie, use Google Translate. No, I mean, do more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Go talk to someone, because Google Translate can be a little wonky. A little bit wonky. It's important. It's important. Just know what you're putting on your body. That's all I'm saying. A good romance starts with a good friendship. And a bad romance starts with rah, 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 ah, ah, roma, roma, ma, ga, ga, ooh la la, want your bad romance. That song still slaps. It's so good. I loved it at first listen. Like, it's kind of one of those songs for me. I just get hyped immediately. It's so good. It's so good. And I always forget how fun Paparazzi is to sing. Just the scales within it. So much fun. So much fun. Love to Lady Gaga. Joanne, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. That's so kind of you. Saying hi, Kim and producer sister. Sorry I'm late. I'll have to rewatch after this. Oh, no problem. No problem. You're welcome to stay with us here for now and rewind, all that good stuff. We love Replay Crew. But thank you so much for your donation there, your tip there. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Okay, I'll keep going. I was home for Christmas, and my parents cooked a beef tenderloin. I said, man, Budapest is going to love this. They asked who Budapest was, and I said I named my stomach Budapest because it's the capital of Hungary, and that's when they stopped calling me son. That's funny. That's really funny. Sorry. Oh, Jane just said yes, and you know the words. I'm a little monster since 2010. Okay, you know what the funny thing is? When I was in college, I remember we had one class where we just, for some reason, they just asked, they said randomly, they were like, what's your favorite song right now? And I'm like, right now? Like, so not of all time, like right now. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, probably Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. It's a bop type thing. And all these girls in the class were like, ew, you're listening to Lady Gaga? And I'm like, do you not have taste? So whenever I see her win, I'm just like, you go, you go, you go. Oh, the Budapest though, that's great. That's great. Oh, Kyle said, oh, now my son is singing that now. Thanks for that. You're welcome. It's a good song. It's a good song. I mean, like, I will say too, like, I have a soft spot in my heart for Bloody Mary. And what's it? You and I really like too. And Rain on Me more recently. Yeah, gonna mean, and obviously Till It Happens to You, but we won't talk about that too much because I'll be bawling my eyes out on the floor. But yeah. Yeah. Let me see here. Robin, $2. Lady Gaga is better than Swift. I appreciate your opinion, Robin, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna quote Taylor by saying we figured you out. We've all got crowns. We don't need to compare. They're all great. They're all great, and they all do different things. I think Gaga is kind of one of those people. I think she's an EGOT type person. She can do whatever she wants, and I love that kind of a person that is that fearless with their art. It's great. And I love Taylor too. Love Taylor too. So it's all good. I love pop. What can I tell you? Men invented arm wrestling so they could hold hands and look in each other's eyes. I mean, maybe it's an odd thing to. I guess where did arm wrestling come from?
Know.
What is the origination of arm wrestling? The history of arm wrestling. Questions I never thought I would ask. Ever. Oh, you guys are all like now, and Gunner Girl's like, now I have a Lady Gaga song stuck in my head. It still slaps though. It's still so good. Still so good. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to like have a moment here. Producer sister, how far are we into the What the What?
Over half.
Over half? Okay. I want to take a moment because this kind of bothered me and I kind of wanted to talk about it in halftime, but I forgot. And obviously the main topic went for a really long time. How many of you guys put a what in the chat if you've seen Katy Perry's new music video?
Oh dear.
Because what was that? What? I was so frustrated because quite bluntly, I really think that like the world was primed for Katy to come back because I was a big fan of Teenage Dream. I'm not gonna lie, I love that album. I think it's solid, beginning to end. And I think when Katy really got successful, it was during a time where people really were struggling, like through the recession, and we didn't have a lot of money. There was a lot of stuff going on that was really really sad, and we just needed music that made us feel good and made us happy. And I think that that's what Katy brought. And I think we're kind of in that place as a society where like she would be totally on brand to do this again. You know what I mean? To come back with just that like feel good record that's just fun and universal. And then she came back with that produced by Dr. Luke. And the fact that she had to like spell out that apparently it was satire,
if you have to spell it out that much, you might have missed the
It's
mark.
not good. It's not good. I don't like it. No, it missed the mark. It missed the mark, and I was really mad that it did. Oh, General Scott, thank you. The origins of arm wrestling are unclear, but some say it may have been practiced in ancient or medieval cultures that didn't record it. Historical references to arm wrestling can be found in ancient times. That's absolutely wild. Thank you, General Scott. We've now been educated today. That's odd. Oh, Pearl Jan, I think the rah has an incantation. She's put a spell on all of us. I mean, yeah, a little bit. Oh, yeah, I'm just seeing here. Kyle, your comment. Oh my gosh. I can't say you're wrong. I can't say you're wrong. It's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. For those of you that don't know, she put out a song called Woman's World. And it exists.
Mm-hmm.
It was a choice.
Yep.
And it's supposed to be about women empowerment, yet it was produced by Dr. Luke, which again was a choice.
Yeah.
And it's really not that good, in my opinion. I don't think it's that good of a pop song. It's very repetitive. Vocally, it's kind of boring, in my opinion. But anyway, I'll move on. Not trying to be a hater. It's just definitely not my thing. Bad romance is better. Okay. Yes. What is a word for two dudes that hang out occasionally because their girlfriends are best friends? That's homie-in-law. I love it. I love homie-in-law. That's funny. Oh, gosh. I like that. The Chaos Street, thank you for being a member for 9 months. Even in, oh, sorry, I'm late, was racing online. Oh, well, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Everything will be there in the replay. It's cool. It's all good. Joanne, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Producer sister. Mm-hmm. Where are we at now with that?
37.
37! Team Odd, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. Okay, let's keep going. Gen Z is amazing. They are. I asked a paid intern to bring me 50 blank pieces of copier paper, and when she brought them, they were warm. Turns out, rather than count them, she sent the copier to print 50 and printed blank sheets. Yes.
I remember.
Work smarter.
When this got... I remember seeing this before, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And the amount of people who got so upset.
Yeah.
That she didn't sit and count them out one by one was astonishing to me.
It was a weird thing to be angry about.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why people were mad about that.
Because to me, it's the definition of work smarter, not harder.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you save time. You got the job done accurately. What is the big deal?
No. And now the paper's warm.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you, Wancho. Member for 21 months. Hello, my brother. Much love. My YouTube sister. This community rocks. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being so supportive. You are amazing. Wancho, do you have a show tonight? I feel like you were telling me yesterday that you were going to have a show. So if you're interested, Wancho has a great show, The Raven's Flock. And I think I actually have your channel linked on my main page. So if you're interested. Yeah, it's Wancho, but the smell of nice, warm, and freshly copied paper. Smell, though. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, big mistake. Once you've gotten accustomed to having your paper warmed, you can never really go back. That's fair. That's fair. The delivery driver just asked me for my date of birth. I said 94. He replied, "Is that 1994? Oh, sorry, mate. My bad. That was 1794, right around the French Revolution." What did you...
What other 94 would it be?
I mean, the only other one would be going back to 1894.
I'm pretty sure you'd be able to tell if they were that old.
And at that point, like, you wouldn't be... I hate the insult now that apparently the youngins are saying to us old people, being like, I can't talk to people that were born in the 1900s. And I'm like... Ugh. Excuse me. Thanks. I'm just at a point right now, I just feel like the millennial existence is cringe, and I make no apologies because I'm stuck. I can't change that about myself. I am what I am. Everything sucks. Me, how long should I roast asparagus in the oven? Food blogger, wondering how long to roast asparagus? Come here, I got your answer. Oh, why do I know what's already coming? Cool, thanks. Food blogger, I was born in a farm in Tennessee. My father was an angry man with 3 fingers on each hand. A war injury. Blah, 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 blah. This
Why?
is... Stop. This is also part of why sometimes I look at recipes on YouTube. Because I could grab the transcript.
And even after that, there's a button to like jump to recipe, and you still have to keep scrolling even when you hit the button.
The last time I tried to look for one, I honestly had so many pop-ups that came up. Like, it went through my pop-up blocker.
Oh.
I had like 17 come up on one page. I'm like, I came for a recipe, not a virus. This is.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's just,
Ugh. Yeah, no, thank you.
I don't need your life story.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Please stop.
The Flat Earth Society has members all around the globe. Say that again. But slowly. Again! The Facebook drama. I'm missing it. Oh my gosh.
Around the globe.
Around the globe. As in it is round. A round. That's too funny. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh. I hope no one's offended, but that's really funny. That's great. Oh. Class photo. Mine was eyes closed. Photographer physically cut pasted someone else's eyes on top of my. What is that? Oh, no. 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 That's cursed. That is a cursed image, everyone.
Yep.
I'm sorry to everyone that has now had to witness that alongside me. I'm gonna keep going. That was terrifying. Okay. I'm never gonna forget that image in my head. That's like I blink and I see it. Oh gosh. Okay. Let me see. The TSA agent held up my bin as an example to the rest of the line on how to go through security correctly. This means I got an A in airport travel, which is something completely normal, which is a completely normal thing to strive for and attain. I mean, if the TSA people don't hate you, I think that's a win.
Yep.
If a TSA person does not scream at me or has any expression that is positive in any form, I am happy because I can't imagine doing that job. It must be awful, and yeah, it's a lot. Sitting next to a woman in an airport bar, and she's on the phone doing business TM, and she just said, the other solution is doing what I said to do in the first place. And I'm gonna pledge my loyalty to her forever whenever she hangs up. Yes. I agree with this. That's great. It's funny. Average Supreme with the class photo. I would go back to it, but I'm not going to. Wow, really? When I blinked, I didn't even get a reshoot, right? Maybe that was better. Maybe that was better. Oh. All right. The Average Joe. Can we talk about how cute motorcycle gangs are? Inseparable friends, matching outfits, and going on adventures together. What wholesome, adorable fun. Lucky ducks. I mean, that's kind of accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of accurate. I see I can't poke flaws in the argument.
Nope.
I can't.
No lies were told.
Nope. Eliza, thank you so much for being a member for 11 months. Thank you for a great show. As always, you made my day. Oh, thank you. You're almost at your 1th. Congratulations, and thank you for your support of our channel, and I'm glad that we make your day. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, so that's a receipt for yellow curry chicken. Mild, and then there's notes. So I'm guessing this is like a DoorDash or an Uber Eats where you get to put in custom notes if you want. My friend cannot handle spice. Like, it needs to be white person mild. Like missionary mild. Like a party with the prophet of the Mormon church. Mild, stop.
Yes.
Why is this us?
I know. You know the one I started laughing at when I was putting this together?
That was it?
This was it.
She just started laughing like crazy, and I was like, what's so funny? And she's like, I'm working on the Wut The Wut. Now I know why you were laughing.
Yuppers.
Oh.
Because we are the girls when we go, like,
Ooh.
if we go to Thai Express and get pad Thai, and they ask us, like, what spice level?
None.
I'm like, white girl spice.
None. The lowest you could do. If non-existent, if it's possible. None. Absolutely none. Sorry, it's really funny. That's great. Dreadnought, I confess to nothing. You know what? I can't handle spice, but I can handle bitter. I can handle a lot of bitter and a lot of sweet, more so than the norm. Um, oh, Sophie said, had you in the background before, but now I see you and I am wondering, did you get a haircut? It looks like you have dramatic layers. I love it. It's the same haircut I've had for a while. I just have my hair curly right now. I've been using a heatless hair curler. I actually have a link to the one that I am using in my link tree through my Amazon storefront. So if you're interested, you can check that out because it's once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. Really easy, and it's saving me a ton of time. And I've been getting a lot of compliments on it, so I'm guessing you guys like it. So if it means I don't have to spend like an hour or more on my hair in the morning, I'm down. You know what I mean? Today I had 800 milligrams of caffeine. Yes! Exercise for 2 hours. Ate literally 80 pizza rolls and did a face mask. The line between self-care and self-destruction is a fine one. But oh, do I walk it hard, brother. Yes, you do, Alec. I salute you. I salute you. That's a lot of caffeine.
Yeah.
That is a lot of caffeine. I would not recommend that. But I was it a couple months ago I was trying a new instant coffee and I accidentally put in
Oh my gosh.
way too much.
Yes.
And it was like the first sip I felt it. I was like, "Whoa." Oh my gosh, whoa. This is too much. This is way too much. And the crash I had was insane.
It was bad.
It was so bad. Never again. I've been much more careful since. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, I love these. Hello, Professor. I will be late to class today. I'm not sure how late, but I will be there. I've been trying to find a way out of my room for over 20 minutes. There is a very big bug between me and the door, and when I move, it moves. And when it flies, its wings make this awful whirling sound, like some vassal of horror. We are locked in a stalemate, and I am at every disadvantage, and I wholeheartedly believe the bug is aware of this. Respectfully, I am in tears. Okay, the only thing I say, she has to have taken a picture of this bug and sent it to the professor. I want to see the bug.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. That's funny. That's really funny. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I'm glad you guys are all laughing too, because oh, that hit me. Oh, that was good.
It's relatable.
It is so relatable. That's amazing. Please excuse me while I search for a new psychiatrist. Oh, good times. Okay. So, for Behavioral Health Education Services, Justin has an appointment with Dr. Marshall. Reply to confirm the date and time. Beep, beep, poo, poo. Justin, this is not an automated message. Should we consider this as a confirmation of said time and date? OMG, I'm so sorry. Yes, tomorrow at 12:45 works fine. I think, honestly, maybe you should stay with the psychiatrist. They're seeing the real you.
Yep.
This is relevant information. I know it's hard, but you've got to be yourself with your mental health professionals. They got to see it, man. You just got to be. Because if you're hiding it, they can tell stuff too, right? Like, just be you. Own your pee-pee poo-poo. Oh. Gosh, it's funny. Oh, sorry. Okay. A while back, I started saying bro as a joke to poke fun at people who say bro. But at some point, the irony was lost, and now I'm just a person who says bro, and I can't stop. This is the lowest point of my life so far. Same. I'm amazed how many times now I just go bro or bruh. Come on, bruh. Oh gosh, it's funny. Oh, okay. 1950. In the future, we will have flying cars. We'll have flying cars in the future. 2000. Still waiting on flying cars. 2023. PB&J sandwiches. Are they racist?
What the crap, guys?
Guys, we need more context.
How?
How?
Like,
what does that mean?
I don't know. I don't understand.
Are they racist? Are they? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I've never heard them say anything that would make me think that they were. What has your PB&J said to you lately, everyone?
That may be the bigger question.
Let
if
me
it's
know.
talking
What
to
is it
you.
saying to you? Perhaps we should call Justin and talk to Dr. Marshall.
Yeah.
I think we may need some help.
We'll take the appointment.
What post-grad actually looks like. Okay, you've been selected for an opportunity. Okay, your experience as an autopsy assistant and intern for the Dr. City B. Weinberg Center for the Forensic Sciences stood out to me when I came across your profile on LinkedIn. We are hiring at Moe's Southwest Grill. And I think you would be a great... No!
How? Why?
I don't...
Yes, because you're an autopsy assistant. It automatically means you want to be a waiter, I'm assuming?
I feel like maybe he has a skill set that would be better suited in somewhere other than a grill.
Yes.
That's just my feeling. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. General Scott, stop. I'm not saying that out loud. I'm gonna wait for it to come up on screen and you all could read it if you're watching on the replay, because nuh-uh. No. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys. No. That is so dark. It's so dark. Oh. P.S. Be sure to come back on Monday for a saga update. Someone now has something in common with Justin Timberlake. Stop! I did not know this.
No, you did not.
What is happening?
You'll have to wait until Monday.
No, which saga? I want to know. Is it Dan?
I'm not giving nothing away.
You're not denying that it's not Dan.
No.
I want to know. 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 Okay, guesses in the chat. Guesses in the chat. Let's go. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's the end of it. That's the end of What the What. Can I get some love in the chat for producer sister? Thank you so much for putting that together for us. That was amazing and hilarious, and I laughed really, really hard. But yeah, I want to know. You can't just say that and then leave. It's what's happening? What's happening? Well, my goodness, you guys, this has been a lot of fun. This has been a great stream. Producer sister, now that we're in last call, where are we sitting on the gifted memberships right now?
We are at 37.
That is incredible. Thank you guys so much for the love and the support. I so appreciate it. I am going to wind down this stream because producer sister and I have a few other things we need to get done today, and I would love to stay for longer, but we do have to go, unfortunately. So thank you guys so much for all of the super chats, all the PayPals, all the super stickers, and all the memberships. It is incredible. You right, Lise? She stood up. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am going to roll the outro. Much love to all of you. I will see you all next week, and we will talk later. And if you want, I should be on the live. I will be on the live tomorrow for Popcorn, and I'm excited, and we'll see how everything goes. Okay. Much love to you all. Thanks, guys.